Okay, this is Zi Wei. This Zi Wei also in terms of is you know this Zi Wei. What is Zi Wei? Zi Wei also, this Zi Wei is the emperor. Okay. So what is really difference in this is everybody when they learn this Zi Wei they are always focusing on this Zi Wei itself. That means the king. In because Zi Wei the word itself is Zi Wei. So they always say, okay, what is Zi Wei? What, how good is Zi Wei? And when they say Zi Wei is the emperor, so if anybody basing on their character, if they have a Zi Wei in their life palace or their self palace, they have a Zi Wei means that they are the king. No, it's not true. That means olden days, people will perceive that people who have a Zi Wei star inside their palace will means that they have a life of an emperor. If they are male, they'll be life of an emperor. If they are female, they will have a life of an empress, which is in this current context, it's not possible. Why? Because how many emperors can we have? If you talk about current context, 2025 now. You talk about president or even the prince or even the princess, all these things. So it's not possible. But at this context, now we are talking about the character of the person. So the character of person basically is they will behave like an emperor. That means they like to command people. They like to tell people what to do. And because they are being the highest level in terms of prestige, whether they are really prestige or not, that's another thing. But they like to be associating with people who are more prestigious. That means if your level is not high enough for them to perceive that you are the same on par level, they will not want to associate with you. Meaning that if you want to make friends with them, no, this is if the way people are, they don't think that you are at least on par with them, they will not want to even talk to you. I mean, maybe they will entertain you, but after a while, if you ask them to go for coffee or tea, no, they prefer not to do. Okay, but this is how they believe that they like to associate themselves with people who are more prestigious, more higher level. And they like to possess materials. Materials in terms of what? Good things, branded things. They like to go for high class things, go for high tea, five-star hotel, go for branded goods. And given the choice of financially, if they are able, they will go for that. Even if they are not financially able, they will try to squeeze every dollar of their sensor to buy something like this. So this is how they work. Usually, they are more intelligent, they are wise. Usually, but that's based on the weight itself, but alone, stand alone as a star. But of course, if we add another stars come in, it might be a different story altogether. So as an emperor, what happened is this. Because you behave like an emperor, you're always the number one, the top person. They will behave of such. And usually because of such kind of behavior, they will tend to be very lonely. They don't really have a lot of friends one. That's to say, they are inside, they can seems very prestige, very nice, very top high up there. They can have all the expensive cars or bungalows, but inside them, deep down inside, they are totally empty one. Being empty. That means outside looks good, inside is a very empty person. Okay. And as a matter of fact, being an emperor, they are very suspicious of people. When people try to tell them certain things, they may not always believe. They will try to question, internally, they try to question. They may not tell you immediately, but they will try to question, and they are very suspicious. Okay. Socially, because they are being emperor, they like to social with people also. High level people, low level people, no. Okay. And as an emperor, they like to listen to good things. Whatever you compliment them, you'll feel very comfortable. They will like you. So people who are Zi Wei, people, if you know that their life patterns are like that, you can talk good things about them, in front of everybody. Then they'll feel very comfortable. This is not trying to teach you how to, manipulate them, but this is the how to talk to them. Sometimes we need to know what is their stars inside them to able to communicate with them and to build a rapport. You see, especially for people who are in sales, you need to know, okay, what is their stars? How are we able to communicate with them effectively so that we are on the same level, so that the rapport building can be made. See, so this is how Zi Wei can be learned. And as a Zi Wei, their ears are very soft. Okay, what I mean by ears are very soft? So which means if somebody tells gossip about anybody else, they will just listen up and they will tend to believe. And because they are very suspicious, when they believe another party, those trusted people may have some challenge. So for example, let's say if your friend is a Zi Wei person, then another people gossip about you. Then this friend, which is Zi Wei, may not even want to trust you anymore. So which means that their ears are very soft. Generally speaking, that means they are easily being influenced. Okay, easily being influenced. Ears are soft. Okay, so this will be Zi Wei. But whatever styles I'm mentioning, I'm only talking about individual styles. When both two styles or three styles combine within the palace itself, it will mean a different story altogether. So just based on individual style, that means within one box itself, these are the 14 stars. And if there's only one box, this will be the identity of the person.